and Sandra. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi. Turning Red has so many firsts. It's the first Pixar film to be directed by a woman, the first to take place in Canada, and the second to have an Asian lead character after Up. How important is representation and inclusivity to you when you choose a project? Sandra, if I could start off with you.
That's a tricky question. How important is it? I feel like the question is, how important is it to exist? Because I feel like I carry all those things that you mentioned in your question in with me wherever I go, at every moment when I'm working. So that's what I try and bring, through my work, is always inclusivity and representation. And mostly it's the truth of storytelling. So while all those subject matters are extremely important, the main one that we're focusing on is that it's a beautiful coming of age story that centers around a 13-year-old Chinese Canadian girl who's kind of going through as every child does, the changes that you go through puberty and trying to accept the messiness of kind of becoming a teenager. So that for me is just as important as representation, is the beautiful storytelling of a girl's inner life.
Well, yes, absolutely. And this is a period piece in that sense, excuse
Yeah.
the pun. It's unapologetic about menstrual talk, menstruation, and which has almost been a taboo topic, even in films intended towards this target group. Rosalie, being the voice of this film, how empowering is that for you?
Oh, I mean, it's an honor. I mean, I know it's the first female of color to lead a Pixar film. It's a lot of pressure, but for me, I was literally coming of age when I was recording this film, because I started when I was 12 and now I'm 16. So I think, ooh, that's a hard question.
No, I think a young person, and especially an actor, becomes empowered by putting their personal experience out in the world. You know what I mean? So, Domi Shi, our director, just chose Rosalie just the right moment in her life,
Yes.
where she could bring all her authenticity to the character. And I think no matter what, for anyone, especially a young person, that is an empowering thing to have your voice out in the world.
And it's a very brave thing to do as well. And what a fantastic job, Rosalie. I know you've sworn to secrecy for a long time and you had to keep this under wraps for about 3 years.
Yeah, well, 4 years. Yeah, gosh. It was hard, I'll tell you that. I wanted every time my friends ask me, "Oh, what are you doing for acting?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing."
Sandra, you are such an easy breezy actor and you brought so much warmth to the role, a role that required so much balance. How did you go about it, or did it come naturally to you?
That's a great question. That really has to do with Domi Shi, our director, and Julia Cho, the co-writer. It has to do with the material in and of itself, because it is true. Ming can be a tricky character because you don't want the mother to be the villain. It's just too easy for a parent to be seen as the villain. And that's not the nuanced story that Domi wanted to say, to project. So there was a lot of obviously good direction, good writing. And I was happy to bring the skill, particularly the skill of comedy, because I feel like I always try to put a little top spin on for Ming, that it's like that she doesn't even know how funny she is, and that hopefully the audience will be able to enjoy her.
We did, and the film felt like a warm red panda hug. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.